What are the pros and cons of hand-scraped hardwood flooring? That's a fun question to answer. Let's get started on that. Really, the only cons, and I'm reaching here a little bit, one con is hand-scraped tends to cost a little bit more. Now, that being said, we're going to be introducing a new hickory, hand-scraped hickory 3 1/4 wide from Bruce, I think next week, $3.99 a square foot. It's a mill run, so it's going to have big, long boards just like this. It's made up of number 1 common, select, and clear lumber. There won't be any number 2 in it, so we're pretty excited. It's going to be a great product, and it's at $3.99 a square foot. But typically, you're looking at $7 to $10 a square foot for a hand-scraped floor, so that can be a downside. The other sort of downside is you can't sand and refinish a hand-scraped floor, because if you sand it, it's not going to be hand-scraped anymore. You're going to sand that, okay? You can refinish it, where when you refinish it, all you do is you buff the top layer of urethane that's there, you're cleaning it, you're braiding it just a little bit so that the next layer will stick to it. There's no sanding involved. So yes, you can refinish a hand scrape. But the reason you, well, maybe not the reason you buy a hand scrape, maybe you're buying a hand scrape because you just love the look of it. But one of the benefits of a hand scrape floor is it's not going to show wear like a smooth floor will. It already came pre-abused. It's got dents and scrapes. Why would you ever sand and refinish it? Other than having a moisture issue if your house got flooded, I don't think you'll ever sand and finish one. I think a hand-scraped floor will show no change in appearance, whether it's due to abuse, whether it's due to a change in gloss level, whatever. I don't think you're going to see that change in appearance or wear on a hand-scraped floor for the life of the home. Okay, that's a little bit of an opinion. I try to stay away from opinions, but I'm just being honest. I don't think there is a downside to a hand scraped floor. I love them. Now there are some cheap ones out there, some cheap made ones. They're still not as inexpensive as ours, but there's some that are done strictly by machine, and they're wavy and they look predictable and they look cheap. The Bruce floor that we're getting ready to introduce is not. It's a pretty amazing floor, and I look forward to introducing that to you here in a couple of weeks.